Hey crazy friends, it's Jay with Finding Crazy. We're a family of 9 who travel full-time in our RV with 5 of our kids as we go around the country to see every national park. Today's video is actually kind of the second half of last week's video. We went to see the Ark Encounter and the Creation Museum. And originally we thought we would put them all into one video, but honestly once we got there it was just way too much stuff to make one long video. So we decided to break it into 2. So this week we go from the Ark Encounter over to the Creation Museum. Let's go check it out. So today we are tackling the other half of the coin, the other Answers in Genesis place, which is the Creation Museum. Now, when you're planning your visit here, make sure you realize that these are not next to each other.
No.
They are about 45 minutes apart, one being down in Kentucky, the Ark Encounter, and the other being up here just across the state line in Indiana. And so I just realized it's not close. But they're same deal, $10 parking. Parking's really close to where you can purchase your tickets, and then it's just a short walk through a beautiful garden down into the museum. So we do know that the museum is a lot more exhibits and information, and so it's going to take us longer. So we are here on a full day in the middle of the week, so we hope the crowds will be down and give us more time to do all the events.
Realize also you can get a combo ticket, so if you do want to purchase both, you can get a discount with a combo ticket. Right now they're running 10 and under are free, so if you've got little ones, you're really in luck this time because you can get those younger children in for free. And also you have several days from the time of your purchase of your ticket to see whatever you want to see. So it's not like you have to see it that day.
I think you get a 7-day window, so it's not like you have to do them even back to back.
So if it is too much for your little ones, or even just for you to tackle this much walking, this much interaction, and you just want to have some downtime in between, they do absolutely allow for that, and that's wonderful. You can actually park right here, so it doesn't bust in like the Ark. You can actually park really closely. So today we did bring a picnic lunch, and so we're going to see some things. We're going to take a break, which is important with traveling with a lot of kids. And so we're going to be able to do that and enjoy the day together.
So we just finished up inside, and it was just as amazing as we had expected. And I would say compared to the Ark, there's a lot more interactive things here, a lot more videos or recordings over the things. Now there's still a lot of reading. I just don't know if there's any way to get away from that. But there was a lot more visual things. It wasn't just placards of words. There were bones that we could show the kids, or different representations, or big murals on the wall. I mean, and just like the Ark, everything's beautiful.
For sure. And there's 3D movies that you can go into. Be aware that there is, we had to kind of punt at the last minute because there were some lights for the twins that we had to step out. So realize if you have any kind of seizure activity or sensitivity lights, you do have to do that. But the kids said it was amazing. Jay and the other kids stayed.
It's like the 6 days of creation, all in 3D. Well, it's actually 4D. There were the lights and some water things. It was
There's
really,
a great
really neat.
dinosaur exhibit. So if you've got those dino friends in your crew, you're going to want to stop by there. There are dressed up places and videos, and it was just really, I loved it. I thought it was really, really great. And now we're outside in these beautiful gardens. So don't just leave after you finish the inside, because there's an entire outside where there's zip lines. There is a ropes course that's out here. There are beautiful gardens. There's a playground. There's an animal exhibit. So make sure you investigate there. The zip line and the ropes course, of course, have a fee to them. But the gardens, the animal encounter, and the playground are all free. So, you know, make sure that you get outside a little bit, enjoy the beautiful gardens, because they've really done a great job out here.
So inside, there's a couple of things that I would say about in there. Realize that even though there's a lot of kind of exhibits that bridge off of the path, it's really just one main path that winds all the way through. So there's not a great way to get in and out. So we stopped in the middle and came back out to the parking lot and ate lunch. It's about a 7 to 10 minute walk from the building over to the parking lot. But the issue was we were right in the middle, and so we had to just kind of walk through everything really fast forward, and then when we came back, we actually had to start at the beginning and walk back through to the middle and start back over. So just realize that that's just kind of the way that it's laid out. Another thing that I would say about it that is really, really neat is if you've got younger or middle-aged kids, it's a great opportunity to really lay out the gospel. It's not just the creation facts, which are all over the place in there, but they have their 7 C's, which kind of walk through creation all the way through what they call consummation, which is the second coming, but it includes corruption and the fall of sin, the catastrophe of the flood, confusion and spreading out at Babel, but then also Christ and the cross.
For sure.
And so really you can take those 7 C's and explain the gospel out front to back to your kids. Like, this is, you know, Jesus, yes, he came to die on the cross, but why? Here's why. Because the earth was created perfect, but it was broken. Like, it was just, it's just such a beautiful way to do it. And again, all the artwork is just amazing, and they really have the whole second half of the bottom laid out according to those 7 C's. And so it's really easy to, like, okay, now we're in catastrophe, and here's what all happened, and now we're in confusion, and here's what all happened. It just gives a great framework for young minds to wrap their brain around, and like I said, to get all the way through to the gospel message, which obviously is just super important.
It's central to all of this, and that's why it matters, because there's 2 unique worldviews, and they kind of collide on this idea of where did creation happen? Why are we here? Where did we come from? And answering those questions really does really affects how you view just about everything. What your purpose is, and why do we even exist, and what is the meaning of life? You know, all of these centralized questions are really kind of come to a climax around the gospel message. And so this Answers in Genesis, their desire is to say it really does matter what happened at the beginning, because what happened at the beginning really will play out for the rest of your worldview. And so we have found that to be so great that we get an opportunity to walk through, immerse ourselves for that past 2 days in our faith, to be strengthened in our faith, but also to be able to pass that down to our kids in a way that's relevant for the world that they're living in right now, the questions that they're asking, because those are different from when we were growing up. And so this is really applicable right now for what's going on in our world and what's going on in our culture, and what they're going to be growing up with, the questions for their unique generation. So I think you really, it's worth a trip up here. Maybe if you could, maybe pace yourself. We did 2 back-to-back, and that was really tiring, but this one was a lot easier to manage. We were able to get through it a lot faster.
Actually, we weren't. We went through slower, and we skipped a lot of stuff. And so I would say I would plan more time here at the Creation Museum. We kind of got sped up at the end because we ran out of time, and so there were a lot of things that we were just kind of walking past and looking at, which was neat, but we didn't get to stop and read, and then we didn't even get to do the planetarium. I've done it in the past when I was here, and I will say it is an extra charge, but it's a must-see.
Next time.
Yeah, unbelievable. And so I would say to plan longer here than you did at the Ark.
Yeah.
And
It felt a
again,
little quicker. I don't know, maybe it's just the pacing.
well, I think because it was
there weren't as
there's
many
so
people.
many. Yeah, there's
There
a
weren't
but
as
there's a
many
lot more
people.
interactive things here, so you're not just standing and reading as much, and so it just feels the pacing
Yeah.
feels better. Even though we spent longer, it doesn't feel like we were just standing around.
No,
At the
and there
Ark,
were
it
so
felt a little
many
like
people
we
at the
were
Ark, and
just
it's
standing
just really
around.
one kind of way
Right.
around that, and it seemed a little bit smaller. So to me, it felt a little bit quicker. It felt like we were getting done faster, and it just felt a little bit more manageable for me. And so either way, they're both amazing.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Must see.
absolutely. So make sure you get your tickets and you head this way and try to do it while it's 10 and under still free. They don't do that all the time. That is a special for 2021. So put this on your list and try to go when those littles are free.